And I know the politically correct answer is to say that I realized that I would basically be telling people the schedule of how to have sex. My way of doing affirmations is really simple. This is interesting also because I got a whole bunch of random hate earlier this year for calling myself breadwinner, which I was for the last 6 to 7 years. I shouldn't put that weight on him. I shouldn't put that weight on anybody. This is a big one because it really is a dilemma that only you can solve for me. I'm living in a little bit of like imposter syndrome. Wanting to buy that house was my personal goal. Whatever god you believe in, whichever god. All respect to every god out there. Why did Jerry's parents move to Bombay? I'm still in mourning over. I'm not gonna cry in this video because I can't ruin my makeup while I'm doing the makeup. I'm just gonna say it. Hi, hello. I am finally filming this Ask Me Anything video that I actually put up close to a month ago, but that's just how new mom life has been, where I don't have the bandwidth for a lot of things that I usually would have the bandwidth to do. I'm getting ready for an event today, and I think that if I thought I was a multitasker before becoming a mom, I'm a hyper multitasker after becoming a mom. That's just the honest truth of it. One second, I need to move the mirror this side so I don't keep looking like this above the camera to the mirror. Okay, so now if you find me looking this side, it's only and only because I have moved my mirror here. I probably have a towel drying somewhere. Oh, I don't. I have dhobi ka kapda behind me at the moment. I'm sitting in a very casual, chill setting. Just want to do a get ready with me video and answer all the questions that you guys have sent my way. Even though I'm doing this, getting ready for an event, you will see pop-ups of whatever makeup I'm using or names or whatever it is that is available at the time of posting this video. I'm not going to talk about the video. I would much rather answer the questions that you guys have sent my way on YouTube as well as Instagram. I truly hope you have subscribed to the channel by now. I am working really hard on consistency despite I've always been super consistent, and I've been super consistent despite being a new mom, despite not having an editor all of this year except for the podcast. Thank you for all the love on the podcast, I have to say. And I think that I wish I could have still done even more. I'm so hard on myself, I get told all the time. But I don't want to make this intro any longer. Let's just jump into your questions, okay? How has yours and Jerry's relationship evolved after having a baby? This was like a diving in straight into the deep kind of way to start this video. I think that any couple that says their relationship hasn't changed or has minimally changed after having their first baby is just straight up lying. Or they're just really lucky, like unicorn level lucky. I don't know how else to put it. I think that after having a baby, Jerry and I have gone through the toughest phase of our relationship ever. I don't think we've had these many arguments, fights, not being able to stand each other, me specifically towards him. It turns out, because I talked about this with a bunch of my friends who are moms and older kids moms, like in my life, who have older kids, women who have older kids, they all said that it is actually extremely common and extremely normal for you to not be able to stand your husband, for you to be able to be like constantly pissy at your husband or just wanting to like just feeling rage at your partner. And there are many reasons behind that. Of course, hormones is the simplest thing to blame, but I think some of it, if not a lot of it, also comes from the fact that both lives change to a very large extent, but a woman is physically, biologically changed forever after having a child. And I don't think men, no matter how understanding, feminist, woke, ally, whatever it is you want to call them, they cannot fully grasp that, at least not immediately. It takes time for them to really get how much a woman is physically wired in with her baby. So yes, my relationship with my husband has definitely changed since having a baby. I insist that now my baby is first priority no matter what, and my husband thinks that him keeping me first priority no matter what, which is beautiful in its own way, but I find that a little bit like difficult. I don't think I can make him first priority, especially like with my baby in the picture. My baby is now my first priority over anything and everything in life. And of course, he comes super close. I mean, I'm just trying to be honest over here. Husbands are going to hate me for saying this. My husband's going to be like, But it's true. And I've said this to him in person, which is why I'm comfortable enough to say it on camera. It's just one of those things that you're wired to your child. That umbilical cord is cut off, but you feel the connection with your baby. And I'm not mad about it. I love it. So yes, things have changed. Some for better, some not for better, and we took time to settle into. So I'm going to be very candid about that as well. I just saw your reel on friendships and I hope all is okay. There were actually quite a few questions about this because I posted a reel that talked about how I used to be a 10 on 10 friend and then how it kind of reduced with various filters that I've put on my life. I'm going to be really honest as I am with everything in my life and on the internet. I have lost a few friendships over the last few years and some of them didn't pinch me as much, fortunately or unfortunately. But since my miscarriage, those 2 or 3 friendships, girl friendships that I've lost, I think those I am still in mourning over. I'm shocked that some of those people didn't try harder to really be there for me in that phase when I think I was there by their side no matter what through their hardships. And I know we're never doing anything to get it back. Like हम इस उम्मीद से नहीं करते कि वो भी बंदा वही करे जब हम उस position में हो, अगर हम उस position में हो. It's not like a tit for tat, but it's just that subconscious hope that the person will be there for you in some way. And then I want to see 2 of those friendships between my miscarriage and delivering Raphael. And I lost a major super close friend after delivering Raphael. And I think that every time I think about these 3 people, these 3 girlfriends, it sends me back in a shock wave because those are the people that I honestly never thought I would lose. Like, I thought I was done losing my girlfriends a few years ago, but these 3 particular moments really shocked me. They were moments of me standing up for them, not even standing up for myself. When I lost one of them, I lost to a terrible breakup, and I think that when you're trying to put sense into friends, and I'm the kind of person who's really brutally honest, and I'm trying to give tough love, but I'm doing it because I love you and I care for you and you deserve better, man. I lost one of my friends in that process. And neither of those 2 girlfriends, come to think of it, are with those 2 men boys, not men, that I wanted to protect them against. So I guess my aim was fulfilled in protecting them, but it landed up perforating, or not just perforating, it landed up tearing up our friendship in the process. And it hurts a lot. It hurts a lot because like I said, these are people I thought would be mercies to my child when he happened. And then the 3rd friendship that kind of broke apart after Raphael was born, I never saw coming because this was like jigri yaar bachpan ka type. I don't even want to talk about it. That's where I am. I can't even bring myself to talk about it. What I will say is that relationships have changed overall since getting pregnant, overall since having Raphael. Certain relationships I also saw really coming through when I got stuck in California. Like, that to me was, I saw who made an effort to check in on me. My friends who were like, what the hell is going on? And my friends who were like, listen, we got this. My friends who were like, should we book the next ticket and come there? I actually had a friend who was like, I'm coming. And I was like, no, don't come because I'm coming back. And obviously, wo nahi ho paya. But it was like a bunch of things that led me to be like, these are the people who are really there for me. And that is, it's a bittersweet thing because it's good to be able to see the people that are there for you, but it also obviously sucks to see the people who are not there for you. But you'd rather know than not know, I guess. Will I ever talk to any of these people if they come back into my life and make an effort? Yeah, 100%, because I am that person who will give someone another chance. But will I have my guards up as well? Also, yes, 100%. Because like, if something so stupid could break up your friendship, I hate to even say it out loud or think of it, but I'm like, were those friendships even true then? Don't tell me the answer. Don't tell me the answer. I don't want to know. Clearly, I'm like trying to sit in Delulu land. Why is my phone locked and not unlocking? What the hell? It's still me, even though I have foundation stamps on me, bro. Why did Jerry's parents move to Bombay? So actually, Jerry's parents wanted to move to Bombay over the last few years. This has been like, it's not new, it's not sudden, it wasn't something they did because I got pregnant. This is something that we've been talking about as a family for a while, because it was just them in Chennai in a sense, in that house alone. My brother and sister-in-law live closer to work naturally because that's the more convenient thing to do, and we had extended family, my husband's family, extended family. They all moved away a few years ago to like different parts of the city or outskirts of the city to live closer to their children, which meant that it was just my mother and father-in-law by themselves in that particular space and neighborhood. And I'm of the belief that if my parents were all alone in like an area at an old age, I would either move to them or have them move to me. Now, considering Jerry and my work and our brand and our lives are so deeply rooted here, and my entire family is here, and I'm very, 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 very close to my family, right? Jerry hasn't lived with his family in the same city as his family since the age of 16, 17, whereas I've lived around my parents my whole life. So I knew moving to Chennai wasn't an option for me, which is something Jerry and I knew and discussed way before we even got married. Because like, listen guys, couples have these conversations well before, like at the time when you're planning your life together, what are your deal breakers, what works for you. And Jerry had no intention of ever moving to Chennai because his entire ecosystem had also moved when they moved to Delhi, and then his parents moved back from Delhi to Chennai, and then Jerry moved at some point to Bombay. So his whole ecosystem is deeply rooted in Bombay now. So we knew that our work and system and just everything was in Bombay now. And his parents were like, hey, if you're not moving to Chennai, we're chill with moving to Bombay. And I was the happiest when they finally came around to that, because I had actually been telling them that for a few years. I genuinely think I got very, 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 very lucky with my in-laws. My in-laws are some of the most, mummy and daddy are like the most chill, relaxed, low maintenance people. They're literally in our home right now. My mother-in-law is playing with Raphael in Rafa's room, and my father-in-law is watching TV. And he's like, oh, should I keep the volume down if you're going to be recording? And I'm like, no, it won't reach. It's fine. They are the most ideal mother and father-in-law that I could have asked for, because they are so like, hey, you do you and we'll do me, and if you need us to look after Raphael, we're here. So literally on like podcast shoot days when I would leave the house at like 8 a.m, 9 a.m, and I would come back at like 5, even though my parents live just one floor on top, they would come here and spend the whole day with him, because they're like, hey, bonus time with our grandson of just us and them. So they get some like one-on-one, two-on-one bonding time of sorts, right? And I don't like the idea, none of us like the idea, to clarify, of like for the whole day sending Raphael there. Of course I will do that as he gets older, maybe once he turns 1, where I put him in a new setting and see how he does. But if I'm not around, his mother, his primary caregiver, is not around for the whole day, I just wanted him to always be in his familiar settings. He knows where to go, he knows what his room is, he knows where to follow, he knows how which cupboard opens, so he knows not to go there when he's standing, crawling, cruising, whatever. It's convenient. And they live literally 5 minutes away. It's 950 meters from our home to that home, like from this home to that home, from our old home to this new home, whichever way you would like to say. So yeah, why did Jerry's parents move here? They moved here because there wasn't any other family with them, and we were excited to have them. And it just so happened that everything came together when I was pregnant. I'm telling you, God has a way of making sure good deeds find more good deeds, if that makes any sense. I feel like God has a way of, I'm not going to cry in this video because I can't ruin my makeup while I'm doing the makeup, because I have a luxury event to go to after this. But the point is, good deeds find good deeds, if that makes sense, like I said. And like, just God has a way of protecting those that that are his favorite children. And I have, from the time I was a child. I remember watching Sushmita Sen say this in a video, and it stuck with me clearly. I think I must have been like 8-9 years old. She said, I'm God's favorite child because I believe I'm God's favorite child. He's always been there for me. And then I realized that if you believe you're God's favorite child, things will happen in your life that are just meant to happen. Positive energy just works that way. Manifestation just works that way. You have to believe it in your core for it to work in your favor. And I do. I just do. God's always made things work out in my favor. Even when I thought, oh shit, I'm stuck. This is not going the way I planned. This is not... It worked out. Everything works out. You like, picture abhi baki hai mere dost. Just keep telling yourself that the end of the movie will be in your favor, because the God will make sure. Whatever God you believe in, whichever God, all respect to every God out there, just it is going to work out in your favor if you believe it in your heart, in your soul. Oh, there were a couple of questions about Jerry's new job, right? What is Jerry's new job and who's managing Verified if Jerry's got a new job? This is interesting also because I got a whole bunch of random hate earlier this year for calling myself breadwinner, which I was for the last 6 to 7 years. I wanted to work a little slow this year for obvious reasons. You'll notice I've not been going on brand trips as much. I haven't taken up travel assignments, which actually would have really excited me till last year. I even had like a really prestigious event that I was invited to for 2 nights in Hyderabad last month, and I said no to. Last month, it was supposed to be January, and I said no to because I don't want to. I can because my husband's great, my family's great, I'm supported, my in-laws are great, I have staff, all of that. But I didn't want to leave Rafa and go anywhere for 2 days, 3 days. It's just not something I'm mentally prepared for at the moment. I am not emotionally there. Like, I did one staycation with my mom where we went one afternoon. So I was with Rafa since morning. We had the evening and night at the hotel, and then the next morning we did breakfast and we bounced. And even that, when I came back home, like, I held him and I have sobbed. I missed him so much. I missed him so much. And I'm just not there where I can do 2 to 3 days away. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that I got a bunch of hate for saying that earlier this year because people didn't understand. So maybe first things first, I should clarify what I meant at that time. Jerry quit his job in 2019, helped me launch Verified. Jerry used to draw a certain salary from Verified for personal expenses, which was actually very, very nominal for his regular expenses. Those share of expenses did not contribute towards household expenses at all. I was financially well off enough to have bought a house. I was actively paying our EMI because wanting to buy that house was my personal goal. Jerry was super chill with living on rent like we were doing before I bought that house, but I really wanted my own house. Again, a little bit of nuanced context to consider. Jerry has been living alone since age 16, 17, all the way till age 27, 28 in Delhi. He used to live in a rented apartment. And he continued to live in a rented apartment when he moved to Bombay. I, on the other hand, my parents, of course, even Jerry's family had their own house in Chennai. Jerry was a bachelor living his best life, right? Wanting to save money and not invest per se in real estate. I grew up with a very business mindset. I came from a business family. My dad used to have his own boutique in Bombay. It was like a little local boutique in a sense, because it's not like they were online or global or had multiple branches. No, but my dad still always taught me business mindset. I get that from him and my mom for that matter. I also saw my mom run her own business and have her own business. And because I grew up in my parents' own home, the idea of wanting to buy my own home was really important to me. Whereas this was one of the things that just wasn't high on the priority list for Jerry. So I bought our home. And while we were building Verified together, Verified's entire capital was my investment. Jerry was spending hands-on time on Verified while I was working on Verified and still also doing content. So content side of Aanam was funding our lives for like 7 years, 6 years. And then this year, when I really wanted to take things slow, you'll notice we didn't even launch anything for Verified this year because of everything unplanned that happened at the end of 2024. 2025 launches didn't go on track, which hopefully you'll see very soon in 2026, but let's not get into that right now. My point is, even content side, I really needed to be able to do things my own way, have even more flexibility, wanted to be with my baby, but wanted to find just a little amount of work that was good enough to keep me stimulated, right? It's only in 2026 that I'm looking at it as next month when I'm like, now I want to get back in the game and go back. Like, I want to. Will I be able to? We'll find out. But I have big hopes. And so, because I wanted to pull back the gear, Jerry said, let's do this. Let's hire someone to replace me and let me take up another job. And I'm always there on the side for you to help me in any way possible. And so someone that he used to freelance for every now and then over the past few years said, listen, I've been looking. And they had multiple conversations about this over the years. Come and join us. And it just all worked out. I'm telling you, things work out if you believe they will work out, and work hard for it, goes without saying. And so he got offered a job that was great, and he would have been silly to say no. I would have been silly to tell him no, say no because of Verified. He's still helping me with Verified whenever required, but mostly he's on his job, and we've filled those roles at Verified. Like, for example, you guys have seen Dhwani in some recent vlogs, I guess, who used to be part of the team when we launched Verified 4 years ago. The day we launched Verified was actually her last day at work. And now she's back in the game. And so we found ways to make like things work. And that's why Jerry took up another job, because hello, just because I want to take things slow, money is not going to fall in our laps. We still have bills to pay and more bills to pay now. So as of July 2025, literally August 19 is when he quit his job. So it's literally like 6 years later. No, I'm not breadwinner anymore, and I'm really happy about it. And it's not like when I'm saying something like that, I ever meant to throw shade at someone or disrespect my husband or whatever. Him and I are very like factual type people. And we're not that easily offended. We're like, this is the way we chose to be and live our life, and we took unconventional decisions to support a shared dream. My dream has been and still is for Verified to do some wonderful things, some of which I have not managed to achieve, some of which I have managed to achieve, and hopefully it'll be onwards and upwards as we step into the next year. I've been talking so much that I am not happy with my base. Hang on, I need to fix this. You are really missing out if you have not tried the Verified blenders. That is all I'm gonna say. Like, these babies will up your skin game like nothing else. Like, it's that one tool I think you need to have. Missing daily vlogs, missing family vlogs is another one that I have gotten quite a bit of, and I want to say, first of all, thank you. Second of all, when it comes to my vlogs, I'm living in a little bit of like imposter syndrome. I feel like my ability to share is getting a little bit hampered by the confusion that some people love to see Rafa, and some people love to see like the fact that that the way I'm living my life right now. But it's also hindered by thoughts of the fact that I'm actually not actively, I don't know if my life right now is interesting, quote unquote, enough for video content right now. You know what I mean? Long form video content right now. My life right now is very much about being at home in the mornings. All I want to do is spend time with the baby. Mornings are his most playful morning, like just fun time with Jerry. Him and me all get time together. Versus at the end of the day, Jerry is super tired, and you know, he comes home. By the time he's home, either I'm putting Raphael down to sleep or Raphael is already asleep, depending on what time he comes. He works really long hours most of the week. But it's just one of those things where I'm like, wait, is my life interesting enough for vlogs? Why is the battery not charging? One second. And I guess imposter syndrome in a way kicks in over here. When I'm going for events, I'm like, do you want to see those events? Because all I'm doing is A, I'm being super selective about events overall. B, I'm like, do you want to see blogger events? Do you care about it? Because all I'm shuffling between is events, Verified warehouse a little bit here and there, and then I'm at home with the baby a lot. And then when I'm taking the baby out in the evenings and stuff, I do not want to vlog that because very honestly, I don't, while I'm very happy and I do bump into people every evening when I'm around at parks and promenades and walking areas and toddler parks, I bump into people all the time. But I don't want to actively put on the internet where it is I'm taking my child. You know what I mean? I'm happy to have you come over and say hi to me, because just the other day someone DM'd me saying I didn't know if I should come and say hi to you. Please come and say hi to me. If you're there and you're seeing me or you're seeing Rafa, like, I'm happy to meet you in person. It makes my day. I cannot stress that enough. But I don't want to actively post those locations on the internet. That's just it. Most of you are extremely sane, nice people. I'm very grateful for the quality of audience that I have around here. Having said that, I know there are weirdos on the internet, and this is my way of just finding balance between sharing life and not sharing certain things. So I'm like, should I continue even normal full-length vlogs? Like, that's a thought that has really been sitting in my head for a while now, where I'm like, maybe when it comes to vlogs, all I want to do is mini vlogs, because that's easier. It's also snackable, so I guess sometimes it also performs better. But it's also just one of those things where it's easier for me to do as a mom, edit, post faster, and at the same time doesn't require for me to give as much information. Like, I don't mind sharing a snippet of my son sitting on a swing without being like, oh, this is where we are, this is how we got it. You know what I mean? So I'm a little confused. If you want to help me figure this specific dilemma out in the comments, I would greatly appreciate that, because it really is a dilemma that only you can solve for me. I put a lot of effort into long form content. I'm actively like recording my living room makeover. I'm actively recording like Raphael's first birthday prep vlog. I'm actively recording like a bunch of things. But it's impossible for me to sometimes get around to doing everything that I set out for. Unlike pre-becoming Mama Aanam. Like, this AMA was originally scheduled to be shot in a specific way 2 weeks ago. And maybe I'll do that for some other video, which is why I'm not telling you what it is. But instead, I landed up getting like 4 different manufacturer calls, and I had to talk to a nutritionist on the phone, and this happened and that happened, and my entire time got hijacked. So hijacked, like, not in a bad way. Those are all things I need to do. But it's just so different, my life now, on a day-to-day basis than it was before. So for those of you asking for family vlogs and regular long vlogs, please help me figure this out. Am I overanalyzing this? Because, you know, your girl overanalyzes the shit out of everything anyway. Or do I just need to suck it up and be like, okay, this is not the phase of my life where I'm doing vlogs. I'll vlog when I'm traveling. I'll vlog on a birthday. I'll vlog like, but maybe not regular vlogs like I do on Monday and regular quote-unquote boring days. I don't know, man. Help me figure this out. Please. I will be very grateful to you. Was that supposed to be an accent? Very grateful to you. What is that even? I don't even know. Don't tell me in the comments. Answer the question in the comments instead. Are Jerry's in-laws staying with you? No, they don't stay with me. They stay at our old house, actually. I'm sure you recognize from the vlog footages here and there, or if you've been following me from earlier, then you definitely recognize it. You mentioned in a lockdown video that you do affirmations. How doing that, and how are you doing that? This is a big one, because I was talking about this with someone 2-3 days ago. No, last week, I think. I actually must have sat down to listen to my affirmations and do my morning meditation all of 5 times in the last 11 months. I'm actually not feeling that bad about it, because I know that everything that I meditated for and manifested and worked for in the mornings is actually in my life right now. So alhamdulillah for that. Like, I'm not feeling particularly bad about it. But what I will say is that I do want to bring it back into my life. It brought a semblance of a lot of calm and peace in my life. It brought a semblance of a lot of feeling like I have control. The truth is, none of us have control over anything in our lives, but it made me feel like I was in control. It made me feel good. So I'm actively working towards So I'm actively telling myself that, okay, once Raphael turns 1 on 31st of December, just around the corner, I would like to be able to find a way to at least include that in my morning routine. My morning routine now is nothing like how it used to be before becoming a mom, obviously. Is that a vlog or a mini vlog? Please specify. You want to see it? Let me know down below in the comments. I will probably have to attach my camera like here on my forehead to really give you the real on it. Because it's tough to do stuff when you're like trying to get your child to have breakfast. I'm also cooking for him a lot. I like to cook for him, or I like to put things together, cook it the first time, and then my staff will follow the recipe for like the next time I want to feed him that. So like a few things here and there are impossible to film unless I just find a way to give the camera to someone or station my tripod in a way that I know it'll capture it. I'll work around it and make sure you get it if you want to see that. Let me know down below in the comments. What was the question though? Yeah, so am I doing them? No, actively I am not doing them. My way of doing affirmations is really simple. Hear me out. If this helps anybody out there, tell me in the comments it helped you. What I do is I have a voice recording of myself saying positive things, affirmations, things to myself. So you have to say it in a way that it is currently already happening. I am so close to 1 million subscribers, for example. I'm so close to that. That launch is in process. It is happening all on time. Like, you have to say it in a way that you believe that it is coming to you. Kind of going back to what I was saying earlier as well, to be honest. You just have to be able to manipulate. That word has a negative connotation, but you have to use it in the best way possible. You have to be able to manipulate your brain to think that everything is rigged in your favor. And who knows? It just might be. You just have to believe for it all to truly come true. It's just something that has worked for me in life. For like, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10 things, it has worked for me in life. And it's something I highly recommend. There's a few things I'm doing before the year ends to end the year on a note where I'm like, yes, finally, ye ho gaya. So that's a vlog you'll probably see sometime in Jan. That vlog is more for me than for you, and if it inspires you in any way, then great. But I will be honest and say that particular vlog is more for me than for you. What do you love about yourself? It could be anything: your hair, a smile, or a trait. I have an answer, but it would be weird to say that I only love this about me, because I love it about me and I hate it about me just as much, if that makes sense. It's just one of those things. I need to push my chair up. It's just one of those things that I think gives me a lot of joy when I do it. And then I really usually hate the outcome of later. I'm just gonna say it. I give and give and give and give a lot. I'm a real giver, and it's a weird thing to say about yourself, I understand, but it's the truth, so it is what it is. I'm not praising myself. In fact, being a giver can sometimes be a really idiotic thing to be. I know in my case it has been a whole lot of times. The thing is, with giving, you don't always expect back the same amount, but you expect some level, some type of reciprocity. And in a lot of cases in my life, I have not really received that reciprocity, with the only exception being my family and my husband, really. And hopefully someday my child, if he, I shouldn't put that weight on him. I shouldn't put that weight on anybody. But somewhere, because I'm human, because you give so much and you try your best to go out of your way for everyone, yeah, but I still love that about me, because I know that if I could put the switch off, I wouldn't. I like to give. It makes me happy, whether it's time, whether it's gifts, whether it's just love and thoughts and feelings and being there for people in any way I can. That's just who I am. If there was a switch on expectations that I could put off, I would. That I would. But no, I think that is one trait that I love about me. I don't hate it. I mean, that's obviously a little bit of an exaggeration. But I think that it's something that I love and tolerate about myself. You know how you say like love, hate, tolerate? I think I just love and tolerate about myself at the same time. If there was a switch putting off the expectations that, you know, oh my god, like, yes, I should not expect anything out of anybody, no matter what I do for them, sure, then that switch I would put off. But it's also not humanly possible to not expect anything out of anybody. Bare minimum to yaar sabse expectation rakho, varna apna self-respect utha ke aage badho, which is exactly what I think I have landed up doing. And the thing with me that I can say with a lot of like, not like pride, but like with a lot of fact, or maybe there is some pride in there. I don't know, I shouldn't feel pride, but because, you know, what is that proverb? Pride comes before the fall. Is that, or is it arrogance? I don't know, I can't remember. I don't want to feel pride about this, but I am kind of, I guess, being honest, if I'm being honest. I know that when I really cut off from someone's life, like when I say, fuck you in my head and I move on, I know that that person does feel my absence in their life. Because my presence comes with a lot of love. Wow, it feels weird to say this out loud out of therapy because it's gonna make me sound so pompous and so bizarre. My god, my makeup looks really weird because I don't have any lipstick on and I haven't, whatever. Don't get into the makeup, Aanam. I love people a lot. I love people with all my heart. Like, I'm one of those people who's like all in when I'm in. You know what I mean? So I love that I'm able to do that and able to be that. I love that I'm able to, I love that I'm able to be so there for the people I love in any way, it doesn't have to be materialistic. It doesn't have to be like, no, it just, and I get that from my parents. My parents are both absolute givers. So is my husband. I think that it takes a lot to be selfless and put others first, even at a time when you need to put yourself first. And I think I get that from my parents. I get that from my mama. I get that from my dad. My husband's like that, so hopefully my son will also get that from us. But being able, nothing gives me more joy than being able to really be present and be there for the people that I love. And I don't think I would, like, if there was a switch, like I said, I'm repeating myself, sorry. I don't think I would put that switch off. Yeah. Did I answer your question or did I go off on my own tangent? No, I did. That's my favorite trait about me. How are you coping with Nibbles' loss? And I said I'm not going to cry in this video, so I'm not going to cry in this video. As a family, we still feel her loss. Just this morning, I said to Raphael, you have your own cat, and then I realized that he doesn't, and it's just one of those things that is going to feel like a void in our bodies for a long time. I'm not getting into this, but thank you to everyone who checked in, who said something, who reached out, who messaged, who called. I appreciate everyone. I cannot ruin my makeup. I'm gonna keep it light during an AMA. Wow, what was I thinking? How did you stay positive when trying to conceive? And I know that a bunch of you wanted me to do a TTC video as well, and it's not like I don't want to film the TTC video. It's just that when I sat down to think about it, I realized that I would basically be telling people the schedule of how to have sex while trying to get pregnant, and that's very easily available on the internet from fertility specialists and stuff. Apart from the schedule, I think it was going to be a lot about mindset and how we planned and all of those kind of things. I don't know, do you still want me to put up a TTC video? A schedule to have sex? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Maybe not. But this is a good question, so I'm going to answer the question nevertheless. How did I stay positive? If I'm being honest, we weren't always positive. We definitely had the looming days of like, okay, this is just not happening. And I think it was a little bit more in our face because when we got pregnant the first time, when I had the miscarriage, we got pregnant at the first attempt of like, okay, let's plan. So when that exact same thing didn't happen the second time, although it's not like we took very long, it was just one of those things where I was like, wait, does this mean it's not meant for me? And then I also think that it was my fault that I went down this rabbit hole of stories from women who had a way tougher time to conceive, and that was my fault. I shouldn't have exposed myself to that at that time. If anything, Like, I think I had to pull myself out of that and bring myself to be positive again. But of course, once a month when you do get your period and then you realize, wait, I'm not pregnant, that is a bummer. There's no escaping that feeling in that phase. But I think you just have to keep your head down and say, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to keep trying. And of course, get your medical tests and all done, because that can sometimes be and give you a lot of answers, which we did as well. But I think it was my husband who kept me positive and who was like, are you sure you want this and you want to do this and you don't want to wait? And I knew I didn't want to wait. I was 33 when I delivered Raphael. Can you hear him? He's like babbling really loudly right now. I was 33 when I delivered Raphael. I was 32 when I got pregnant. I'm presently 34 when he turns 1 later this month. And I think the timeline worked out. A lot of things, alhamdulillah, worked out in a way that they were just meant to. Things that I don't think I could have planned better. God just did that work for me. And yeah, that's kind of how I stayed positive, but also didn't completely stay positive, so I don't want to lie to you. How has postpartum sailed? Do you feel like yourself yet, and what's keeping you well? I think that it's worth mentioning to you. Where's the concealer? I want 1 second. I think it's worth mentioning to you that I still don't really feel like myself. I'm 1 year in. I've just started a little bit of keeping an eye on my food for the body part of it. And I know the politically correct answer is to say that you love your body no matter what. And I always have, despite my paunch, despite not being size excess like I used to be. All of that is fine. But there is something in this particular post-delivery phase where you really yearn to feel like your old self, mentally as much as physically. And the way your body looks and feels has a lot to do with it, right? And I also did the epic, colossal mistake of not having any multivitamins after giving birth, even though my doctor gave me those multivitamins. I am an idiot. That is my fault. Please do not come for me in the comments. It's just one of those things that I completely 100% my fault fucked up on. I had those multivitamins and I don't think I ate them for beyond a week of delivering Raphael, and that is fully my fault. So physically, when I feel weak or when I feel like, oh God, my strength, or I'm feeling fatigued and all of those kind of things, I've just started looking into stuff like that. When it comes to my food, I'm not really on a diet. But I've just literally, I've done 1 call, or was it 2 calls, with Yash from Ask Naturals, who I believe also is with a ton of other influencers, where his team like literally sends me like recipes and stuff. When I say just started, I mean I've done all of 2 recipes from everything they've sent me. I'm someone that, unfortunately in this particular scenario, but also fortunately, I'm a foodie. And so I don't think I can fully follow a diet, but I need to start working out, because at least pre-baby Aanam, pre-pregnancies Aanam, was able to lose weight with working out. The problem is that I feel in the mornings, would I rather work out or would I rather spend time with my son? Because mornings are, like I said, his mornings to afternoons are like his great window, and then after 5 o'clock he starts to get tired or starts to go a little bit like, you know, like the mood changes, 6 o'clock rather maybe. So I have just as of yesterday said to myself that I will start going to the gym, but I will start to go in the night. Something that I always hated the idea of and still hate the idea of. But I will put him to bed at 7:30, which I do, and then I will drag my ass to the gym. So I love the idea of going to the gym in the morning. I've always been the kind of person in my gymming phase where if I don't go to the gym by 8-9, I'm not going to the gym at all. But now I need to turn that 8-9 a.m. to 8-9 p.m. Instead of starting the day with a lot of energy, I will probably end the day super tired and I guess hopefully sleep super well. But then how will I manage the baby in the night when he wakes up? I will have to work around a lot of baby-based logistics, in case you have not noticed. That is my life right now. So body is a big one when it comes to feeling and not feeling like oneself. That's one, which is the most politically incorrect answer or whatever, but I'm being honest, I don't care. It takes a lot out of you physically, and you need even more energy in a phase where you're actually otherwise super lethargic because you're taking care of this baby. My hips hurt a lot, my lower back hurts, which just the other day PK told me that it could have something to do with the fact that I took epidural during my delivery, and winters are tougher on mothers with epidurals, she's told me. And then I looked it up online, and it turns out a lot of other mothers have also reported this, but I could not have gone through my labor, my delivery without epidural. So I'm not regretting that decision at all. Having said that, mentally, I think the reason I'm not fully myself is because a lot of my sense of self in general in life has been tied to my work. And because I have chosen to not work as much, I'm still working, but I'm not working as much this year, I think that I'm constantly like my way around myself. I don't know how else to describe it. I really don't know how else to describe it. I still love me, but I think I need to find this evolved, newer version of me a little bit more. I am very grateful for friends I have in my life that I can vent about this stuff to. And you know what? I don't expect my non-creator friends to fully get the pressure of being a creator. Like you guys out there, my internet friends, while you consume my content and while I'm sure you have your own struggles, it's not like my struggles are like some big struggle. These are all like first world influencer problems. But like I don't just the way a doctor will understand a doctor's problems and a teacher will understand a teacher's problems. I remember like just 2 weeks ago, or not even 2 weeks ago, I was having one of those like spirals in the middle of the night. And Gopali walked me through just feeling better about life right now. And like major shout out to her, because that meant a lot to me, honestly. I was having one of those like, what am I doing? Am I doing enough? But I have this problem and how can I solve it? And she actually gave me that little feeling of reassurance of like, you're not crazy. These are things that we face in our lives. You need to find a way around it. And it just felt very validating and sane to have someone go through that with you. Like go through that meaning not like she's going through this obviously because wo new mom nahi hai, main new mom hu, but she really helped me calm down and be better, you know. Even Janvi has really been there for me in a sense that I remember I told her when she came home last month, listen, I really want to go out and have a girls' night, and her and Gopali made that happen. And even Mridul, when she knows that, you know, like I've been wanting to have time with friends and adult friends where like I'm like, I love my baby and all, but I need some FaceTime. And she lives really far and she still came all the way and hung out with me and had dinner with me. You know, it's just one of those things where I see these efforts and I appreciate them. Like my own friend Karishma, who's been my childhood friend, and I did not know how to manage because Jerry was in the job relatively new, I think, or not new, but he was already working when we found out Nibbles had cancer. And I didn't want to leave Raphael at home. I didn't know how to take him because he doesn't stay put in the car seat now. In fact, I need to get the new car seat which fits his current size. And I didn't know how to drive him there, and the parking at the vet was an issue and all of that. Literally 4 days in a row, Kari has driven me to the vet, been with me through, you know, through everything. On days when Rafa wouldn't leave me, she's handled Nibbles between the different vets at the clinic. And on days when Rafa would go to her, that has allowed me to handle Nibbles between different stations and doctors of the clinic. She really showed up for me in a way that I truly appreciate, you know. Needless to say, my mother, my bhabhi, like I'm like, those are like people that my pillars that I could not have gone through this year without. I really couldn't. My mother-in-law, I could not have gone through this year without these incredible people. It's been, what was the question and where have I gone? I'm sorry. What was the question? Was I on the, what's keeping me well? Was I answering that? Wow, I have forgotten the question that I was answering. Anyway, you get the point. The point is a lot of things make me feel sane and not so sane, and I was talking about something on those lines. And the people that mean to me so much. They always did, and I just have even more respect for those relationships after becoming a mother. The camera, is it not picking up my makeup as nicely? I think it's the lights. Because my makeup's kind of looking bomb, and then maybe the screen is a little less bright and dull. That's why I can't tell. Okay, so as it turns out, I have answered most of your questions, and since I'm someone that gives very long answers, even the questions I've just seen and hadn't seen earlier have kind of been answered. I think my goal with doing videos like this in general is to be honest about where my mind is at, give you a genuine live catch up beyond just what you see in vlogs. Reiterating the question that I asked you earlier, I would be immensely grateful if you told me whether you want to see the vlogs, not vlogs, mini vlogs, what you prefer, how you'd like to see them, because it helps me understand where you're at. Do you prefer the thumb scrolling, mini vlog style content, or do you prefer to actually, when you see Aanam has posted a video, are you like happy that it's a longer video? And when I say longer video, I don't even mind doing videos that are like 12-15 minutes, because I know some of my vlogs used to be like 30-40 minute ones. I just want to understand where you're at, so I can create content for you on those lines in 2026. A big filter that I always had, but I think somewhere the pressure of posting and the pressure of numbers and the pressure of ABC gets to you, and I realize that I don't want to put anything out there, anything just because it's like trending. I want to put things out there only and only if they add value to your life or they really entertain you in a way that still feels on brand for me. Like I want anyone to come to like the last few videos that I post and know who I am as much as possible. And yeah, I'm older, I'm 34, hopefully I'm getting wiser, and I just hope that I'm able to do justice to the kind of community that I've put together. Which reminds me, I'm so grateful for the mom community that I have managed to garner. We're all meeting up later this month in Mumbai with our babies, which I'm genuinely really excited for. If you're a mom, you need to join my mom community on Instagram, because that's where we're making all these plans and that's where we're deciding like what to do and stuff. And if you're not from Mumbai, I'm really sorry. I don't know how to reach out to so many people in different cities personally unless we'll end up getting a brand involved, which I'm trying to avoid in these first few times at least, because I just want to keep it organic for as long as I possibly can. And then of course at some point if a brand comes in and you guys stand to benefit as well, I'd be happy to, orchestrate something on those lines also. I'm just super grateful for you guys in general, even the non-moms who have really stuck by me, who know me. Like when you've defended me in comments or stood up for me online, I see you and I appreciate you, and I say that because we're living in weird times, and I think as much as the internet gives all of us freedom, if we express our freedom with a little bit of kindness, it really can go a long way. I'm just gonna say that. Wow, filming this video really felt like cathartic to me. I'm so happy I did this because I was worried whether I would have the time for it or not. I have one quick thing to film for another video of mine, and then I can like an intro outro for another video of mine, and then I will be leaving for the event. So I was really wondering if I would have the time for it, but I'm so glad it worked out. I just have my lips left to do, confused whether I should do something nude or something with a little bit of pink. When in doubt, wear nude. And with that, we come to the end of this video with the baby hair standing up and me wondering whether I should do tie up, tie down. And with that, we come to the end of this video with me wondering whether I should tie my hair or leave it open, even though I've done some little loose curls at the bottom that you can't see because I'm wearing a black shirt, I realize, and a baby hair that refuses to be tamed. But you know what? It's a sign of my postpartum hair fall stopping and hair coming. So let me know what your favorite part about this video was down below, and if you made it till the very end, this is the emoji for you to drop down in the comments. It's like a little password, so I know how many of you actually watched the video all the way through. I like how my makeup's looking. Hopefully it's coming through on cam as well. I love you very much. Please subscribe before you go. Your girl has a lot of exciting ideas that she really wants to implement and needs all the encouragement that you can give her for the rest of her life. Really, but abhi ke liye subscribe button chal jayega. Thank you so much. I love you. See you in the next one. Bye.